they say that first to do no dey pay. Now when the second person try to do him own, now the first doer go dey cry. Today the northerners are crying, because out of 1,700 and something slots in the customs that just got open, Southwest in its totality, Lagos got 207, followed by Ogun State that got 150. In a nutshell, the whole of Southwest, South, including Southeast, they got more slots than the North. When I saw northern leaders, and you have it on my screen, they are saying that Katsina got only 15, that Abana, that this is unfair. Well, quickly let them watch this, and then I'll continue my analysis.
What's your name?
I'm Kabiru Mustafa by name.
Huh?
Kabiru Mustafa.
What local government?
Oshope local government.
Where are you from?
I'm from my tribe.
Where am I? Where are you from originally?
Kaduna State.
From where?
Kaduna State.
Kaduna State.
I'm Alkali Monde by name.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Kaduna State.
Okay.
I'm living in Kampala with my brother.
With your brother?
Yes.
And you are coming out under what local government?
Lagos Island.
Local government.
Yes.
Do you have a family house in Lagos?
Okay, yeah, right there you can see. During the era of Buhari, in Lagos State, what we have was people came to all the way from north to claim the military slot that rightfully belongs to the Southwesterners. Okay, in fact, under Buhari in the DSS, they were recruiting northerners in the dark. They will conduct exams in the middle of the night without anybody being aware. They did this thing so that people started reporting Buhari's nepotism to the international communities. All these same people who have now found their voice today were silent. They were all silent, all the traditional leaders. Every one of them did not say a word, Pim. But today, because Tinubu is saying that, I will continue where Buhari stopped. In nepotism, myself, I go do my own version. They cry. They are saying that Tinubu has destroyed what is called Federal Character Commission. No. The person that destroyed it is Buhari. So we cannot be correct to say Tinubu destroyed Federal Character Commission by omitting Buhari. No. That is hypocrisy. I won't be a part of it. As you all know, I am an objective political analyst, and I do not necessarily take side. If a northerner comes today and he begins to do well, I will support him. Tinubu on this nepotism is doing well. Yeah, because we know that if you do bad, you should await bad to come and visit you. You cannot plant bitter leaf and you think you will harvest sweet potato. We disagree. For as long as you the northerners, for as long as we the southerners, we do not want to say to ourselves, we cannot continue in this vicious circle of the north and south debacle. Because Nigeria has been set on a perpetual infighting journey. A fight that will never know end. We have been having this fight since the era of Ahmadu Bello. In fact, before the era of Ahmadu Bello, since the era of Uthman Danfodio, we had the issue of the Afoja and the Fulani, Alimi. We had the issue of the Igalas versus the Uthman Danfodio conquest. So you can see that we are not formed, created, positioned in any way to be together. In the Southwest, our favorite soup is what? Ewedu and Amala Dudu. In the North, your own favorite food is what? Tuwo, Chikafa, Demi and Kuka. In the Southeast, your own favorite food is Ofe Sala and Opa. In the South, your own favorite food is Edika Eko. So what is there? What is the similarities? If there will be any form of similarities in the South, maybe between the Southwest, the middle, what's it called? Some parts of the Middle Belt, some part of the Benin, then some part of Delta. We have the Shekiri, Then from the Niger Delta to the southeast, down into the Okobo region, there are similarities, But in terms of our traditional beliefs, we can trace some similarities. But you see, with the North, nothing connects us. We never had any form. There are histories that shows that there is something that we call Ijebu Igbo. There is a story that says that Orumila Odudua one time went to the Igbo land. He had wife there. So from that place, we could trace that there's something in the Igbo, which is the Dibias. The Dibias, they use something similar to the what? The Ifa deity. Okay, those things that look like shackles. Those are the connectivity. When you see this North and South infighting, it no go ever end. The North should just tell us, the Tinubu bigotry, he own now Pro Max, 17 Pro Max. Let us call for the total disintegration or regionalization, a complete restructuring, but they will not dare say it. And this is where you see me, I am telling everybody listening to me that it will only get to a point where the North get provoked, they lose their patience, they lose their senses, they lose the rationale that, okay, we have been stripped of our dignity, we can stand on our own. If we don't get to that point, that one Nigerian mantra will continue to favor them. Yes. If Tinubu fails to dissolve this nation, restructure it rather, okay? Not necessarily dissolve it, because it might not have the capacity to dissolve this country. This country cannot dissolve without a war, but we can actually be restructured. We can have what looks like true federalism. There's something called true federalism. Yes, we might begin to practice that, where you control your resources, where you have your own state police. Yes, at least we can still start with that barest minimum. But if Tinubu fails to achieve that one, there's serious gbege. In all honesty, there will be serious issue, because these Northerners who are lamenting that this Tinubu regime is full of nepotism, bigotry, the Nigerian army everywhere now Yorubas. The Yorubas have taken all the parastatals, taken all the government positions. No, they cannot sideline the North. The North are the owners. It is a turn by turn system. Buhari taught us it is a turn by turn system. You know what hurts me the most is Buhari is not around to witness this, so that he can see some of his legacies that he built and just appreciate how Tinubu is riding on those legacies of bigotry, legacy of lopsided appointment. It's so sad that it's not here. It's so sad. But you see, the question we must ask these people is, why were they quiet when Buhari did the same? Why didn't they protest? Why didn't they aggressively, go to the social media, fund and sponsor media outfits and activists that what Buhari is doing is wrong? But yes, it is a stark reminder that as a human being, you will have the propensity to divide your tribesmen first before anything that is called nationhood. Indeed, you will want to fight for your tribe, for your ethnic people, the people that you have ethnic similarities with. You would always want to fight and protect that interest first before you then start talking about nationhood. And sometimes this is why I look at our past other leaders. The fear to upset the North made us very irrelevant in the Nigerian politics. Maybe I should say Yorubas. Because when the likes of Awolowo in the past said, we shouldn't be together, Akintola said, no, we are better together. And we know what happened afterwards. We knew how they sidelined Akintola. We knew what happened, how, because the North kept on using us as a stepping stone to their own, greater heights. When they understand that everybody get crazy for head, after all, there's a song that they say, we're laughing when we're happy. If they get to that point that they know, if I misbehave, Me sef I no go do pass 8 years. If a Yoruba man gets there, boom, instead go push the go through, everybody will stay in their lane. And I use this period to also call on my own Southerners, Middle Belters, the Igbos, that if in the future you have the opportunity to win the presidential election, don't get to that position and be claiming I am what's it called? I am a one Nigerian. It's you are deceiving yourself. You are simply deceiving yourself. From this era of Tinubu onward, for you to be able to win anything election, if you are not ready to play the tribal cards, you're not ready to play the religious sentiment cards, you are deceiving yourself. Yes. Because as it stands today, everybody understand what is turn by turn. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. Inyendeba, as our brother Wike will say. The middle belt were fools in the past. They will no longer follow the northerners mumuishly like they used to do in the past, that they vote for the Arewa, for the northern person. No, they too now, their eye don't clear that, we want to vote. We say want to have positions. They will begin to campaign and bargain for slot before they give you your vote. That is what Tinubu has done. Everything in the coming months now, the Plateau State governor will join APC. In the coming month now, every remaining PDP state in the Middle Belt would have migrated to Tinubu, because Tinubu has told them that you can see, you are welcome. Very soon now, you start seeing Southeasterners getting juicy slots. Very soon you start seeing them. You start seeing them getting juicy slots. Because Tinubu is one person that when you align, you go chop. Now so him be. When you align, yeah, you go chop. So why wouldn't the Southwestern governors galvanize themselves to reignite, to reawaken the Oduduwa spirit amongst the Western region? I mean, the video that you just saw, about 5 seconds clip, we know that these people that we want to live with will never behave like sane human beings. But today we have it that the northern oligarchs, their leaders, their politicians, their eggs, their intellectuals are panicking because yesterday all the 6 southwestern governors, as ably led by Lagos State Sanwo-Olu, have called for a return to the golden era of the Western region. And we know what that simply means. Is a recall, is a wake-up call to return to the blueprint, the developmental plan of the Baba Awolowo. Nigeria will never progress if she is not restructured. Nigerians living in other regions will always have their right abused, trampled upon by these marauders. You know, a lot has happened since Buhari came on board and he left. There is a seismic shift, like an earthquake, that has, all of a sudden dawned on the northerners that, someone can challenge them. Right from the political, arena, into the societal arena, into the government offices. A lot of shakeup has happened. Because what Buhari did was, he said to the North, we own this nation. In the 1960s, I think August 16th, the Southerner then said that Nigeria must be made our estate. Yes. And that was the very thing Buhari came to do. But what do we have today? Because the Yoruba man who is in power has charged his people that you must be the one that must give me the highest vote. So Sanwo-Olu, as it stands today, is ready to finance every machinations that will give Tinubu the victory. such as driving the sentiment of regional governments, such as financing what we call vote canvassers. Everything is what they want to do. Likewise, on the other hand, yes, the Northerners are also planning the downfall. Some of you must have heard and some of you might not have heard. The coup plotters, their names have been released. Out of 36, 35 are all from the north. Northeast, northwest, north central. One, a young officer, is from the southwest. Yes, we all know that when the first coup happened, you know, they said there was a reason why they tagged it Igbo coup, right? Because Nnamdi Azikiwe was not unalived. But I don't want to digress. A call for regional sustainability. A call for the return to the golden era of all the southern regions, as it were in the early to the mid-50s. Oh my goodness, when we had the likes of Emma Okparadi, you know, everything was so sweet. I have seen some people who have said, Nigeria returning back to regional government does not guarantee our progress as a people, because is it not the same political leaders? Hear me out. Yes, we will have some political leaders that are currently existing. But as at that time, your focus on the central will no more be the issue. I have been seeing some videos flying around about Ogun State bad roads. A pastor has been walking from one street to the other, from one street to the other. There is little or nothing he can do, because he knows that if he complains to an extent, they will tell him that there's not much money coming from the central. Why shouldn't we have a situation where everybody will agree, let us go back to how we were when we became an economic threat to the Western allies, to the Western countries, when we were said to be too powerful, that our money needs to be dominated, yes, by the British colonial masters. As at then, even as at then, we didn't have cocoa, we didn't have oil. But again, the North, like I used to say, will never go down without a fight. And that fight is not going to be a peaceful one, but a blood